Hey everyone, welcome to another stream. It is October as of doing this stream. This is my first stream of October. I've already posted my first video, and for Patreon backers and YouTube channel members, I've already got the next couple of playthroughs up there for early access, especially if you have Discord access. But yeah, this is Dr. Chaos. This is kind of an infamous NES game. A lot of people do not like this game at all. I have a soft spot for it because I grew up with it. I actually paid with my own money and bought this game growing up. It was in the budget bin. It was like $10. I think I had mowed some grass that weekend. My mom took me out to KB Toys in the mall, and I bought this game. I always thought it looked really cool. It has, despite the janky gameplay, it's got a pretty badass cover. It's got some of the best box art on the NES, in my opinion. It's really cool. So there is that. But despite its jank, it's actually a perfectly playable game, and it is perfectly completable, which I didn't realize until just recently. I mean, I had the basics down when I was a kid. I understood I had to get this sensor to unlock my different, like, warp zones and stuff like that, but I never routed out the magic. I just got lost constantly. But recently, I figured it out. I mean, with the help of, like, game FAQs and online maps and stuff like that. I was able to finally finish this game and then go back and do it again and do it consistently. So what we're going to do on tonight's stream is play through Dr. Chaos. Probably once, but depending on how many people tune in, how many people, you know, are stragglers, potentially twice. We'll see. I think it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to go through the game. But it should be a good time regardless. So, you know, along the way, as I always do, I'll talk about the gameplay mechanics, I'll talk about my personal strategies that I've formulated. There are some interesting nuances to this game that some people probably don't know to take advantage of, so I'll talk about those little things. And yeah, it's honestly, I think it's a pretty cool game. I do feel like it, I wouldn't say it gets unfairly bashed, but I feel like it's by a lot of people that have just never really put a lot of time into it, and they just run around in circles and then they give up, which is understandable. I mean, that's not fun. But when you have a map and you've got, you know, a direction on where to go, and you start getting some items and your character starts getting beefed up, you know, I think it's an interesting game at the very least. It's very ambitious for the time. Very ambitious. Interestingly, this is the North American version. The Japanese version is actually very different. I'll try to go into some differences there, but the Japanese one is, like, stupid hard. I actually tried playing that after beating the American version for the first time, and I was shocked at how much different it was. A lot of games, when they came over from Japan, you know, they might have had some light censorship, maybe some blood was chopped out, or maybe some symbolism was like religious symbolism was chopped out. Dr. Chaos, all that stuff is still there. I mean, you still got the bloody title screen, which is great. I mean, one of the best NES title screens ever. The game, like the level layouts for the warp zones and how many enemies spawn and where enemies spawn in the mansions themselves or the mansion hallways, it's insane. It is so different, and it's so much harder. So we're just going to be focusing on the North American version, which is what most of you guys are going to be familiar with. And yeah, the Japanese original is actually also Famicom disk system, so even the audio sounds a little bit different because the disk system had some extra audio channels. So yeah, very, very interesting case of a game being brought over stateside and being, like, completely changed. It's just crazy. So anybody that's curious about that, go check out some of the Japanese gameplay footage, or maybe even later tonight, you know, if I'm feeling up to it, maybe I'll show off the Japanese version for a couple of minutes so you guys can just see how crazy it is. We might just do that. I am using my retro USB power pack flash cart, which does have Famicom disk system support on it, so I don't actually need a Famicom disk system to play those games, which is awesome. That's how I did the Japanese Castlevania 2, or it's just called Dracula 2 in Japan, a couple of years ago now. It's been a while since I've done that, but that was a cool experience too. So, let me do a couple things here. I need to make sure I actually created a map for this game. I'm going to be having that up on the left-hand side just so I know exactly where to go, because I know I will forget. I know some of the areas I have to go, but there is definitely an ideal route for sure, and I'm going to try to show off that ideal route. So if you want to try to beat this game on your own, you can try to follow along with me and follow my route. But let me get a couple things done here. I am actually recording this one this time. And unfortunately, we don't have any kitties in here right now. I had it on the kitty cam as I was starting up, but they were just fed, so it seems like they've got some energy. They want to run around. They don't want to just hunker down right now. And this was a last-minute stream. So despite this being October, I apologize. I don't have any fancy lights up and stuff like that like I did last October. I'll try to make that happen for the next stream, which I'm not sure if it'll be next week or the week after. But I'll try to have some more spooky stuff up just to kind of keep the vibe going, if you know what I mean. So, but with that, let's go ahead and hit that start button. Oh man, hope everybody's doing well tonight. I see Office popped in, and I see Crestline out there, Pearl Jammer, DeAndrew, Freddie Voorhees. Who else do we have out there right now? It looks like that's pretty much it. This was like a super surprise stream, last minute. I just cobbled all the thumbnails together at the last minute and announced it right as I went live. So I was promising to schedule out my streams, but it just did not happen today. So it's been an interesting week for me, to say the least. So let's go ahead and just jump into this. There is a password save system. We're not going to be utilizing that. Let's go ahead and just hit new game. And here we go. Let me bring up my map. So yeah, this is Dr. Chaos. You basically move to the left, you move to the right, you can duck, you can jump. The interesting thing about the jump is that you do have mid-air control, but you cannot turn in mid-air. So you can actually do this thing where you're like, you float backwards and you can attack enemies as you're moving backwards. It's actually an important mechanic that I recommend getting used to. But yeah, there's about 3 different gameplay styles in this. You've got the mansion hallway, which has a bunch of doors, and you can go inside those doors, and when you do that, you have this point-and-click adventure segment. You want to open up doors, you can hit these little cupboards, and sometimes items will drop. You have a little compass in the bottom right portion of the screen, kind of lets you know where you're looking at in relation to the rest of the mansion. If you ever see a door in the south position, it's always going to lead you back to the mansion hallway. So I knew that was going to lead me out because it was an open door and it was facing south. So you want to actually look at your compass. It's actually a lot more useful than people realize. So if I go here and I'm facing west, well, west is basically to the left. If I was in the mansion hallway, west would be going left. So you kind of look at north, south, east, west in that regard, relation to the first side view of the mansion hallway. So by going through this door in the west position, I'll be in the next room over. So I'm technically in the next room over now. But what you want to do is you want to try to start off going through these first-person segments, getting items. So this is a health pickup. I've got 45 life in the top left. Now I've got 70. Your life caps out at 99 to start, but you do get medicine bottles. Medicine bottles are actually quite nice. Think of them as like energy tanks in Metroid. So there are some parallels between this and Metroid in terms of like gameplay mechanics. And that's the door I actually came in from. So you'll notice that the compass is saying east. So if I go through this door, I'll go back into the room I was just previously in. Now, there is a mechanic here, and this will actually lead me back out into the mansion hallway as well. See, I was in the second door, like I mentioned. So there's actually a lot more logic to this game than I think people realize, which helps keep you from getting super lost. Now, there is a mechanic where if you move around too quickly, enemies will spawn through doorways and cupboards and things like that. See, there we go. And, whoa, I actually took a hit from that for some reason. But basically what ends up happening here is when there's 3 different types of enemies that can just randomly spawn like that. It tends to happen when you're moving really fast within the rooms. You have to kill those enemies. Doors will not be active as long as those enemies are in the hallway. You have to destroy those enemies, which could be a little frustrating. But you have a bunch of commands on the right. It says menu, so you've got open, you've got get, you've got go, and you've got hit. Hitting is actually important. You have to bust through certain walls to access certain parts of the mansion. But again, you can actually hit little, pedestals like that, and sometimes items will appear. So I actually don't want to exit yet. I want to actually try to find my first warp zone, and this is where the game starts to get really cryptic. Let's see if there's anything here. Didn't think so. So we're facing west. We're going to go into this room. These are grenades. Grenades are actually really good in this game, but there is a caveat to them, at least in the beginning parts of the game. If you throw a grenade, you take damage, no matter where the grenade lands. It's a very frustrating mechanic for people. But that's a handgun right there, which we want. Now, when you move your cursor to the left or right-hand side of the screen, you basically just go around the compass. So I'm facing south, I'm going right, now I'm facing west, I go right again, now I'm facing north. Now if I go up, this was added to the North American one, I believe, you'll do a 180, so now I'm facing south. Let's do another 180. Now I'm facing north. But yeah, this is where the game gets super cryptic. You have to find an item called the Ultra Space Sensor. If you don't do that, you cannot find the rest of your warp zones. It is a mandatory item, and there is no hint in the game itself that you need it. It's hinted at in the manual. They don't tell you where to get it, but how you get it is you go through this window right here. You just hit go, and it says, here we go. We go to our first warp zone. Warp zones are effectively just linear action sequences. And so what we need to do is just make it to the very end, defeat the boss, and the boss is just a pushover. It's a very easy first boss, which is actually a good design choice. You know, a lot of people like to harp on like how poorly designed this game is. I don't really think it's poorly designed. It's just, there are some things you have to learn about the game, in order to find the fun, I should say. Now, interestingly, these piranha-looking things, if you sit near them, they actually won't come back out of the water. So, you know, they're bouncing around, but it's actually kind of hard to get hit by them because of how that works. Like I said, a lot of little nuances in this game that I think a lot of people just gloss over. Now, this is a staircase. You can walk up staircases or go down. I like the animation. It actually animates pretty well there. You can also jump up the staircases, which is interesting. As you probably noticed, you cannot go off the top of the ceiling or the top of the screen. Now, those enemies right there are a little frustrating. It is possible to avoid them, but I was in a really bad position, so it was like I was gonna take some damage, but it's okay. One of the really cool things about finishing the warp zones is that when you go back into the mansion, any item you collected will reappear, so you can actually stock back up and get your health back up and things like that. There we go. 5 hits. And this is our first piece of the not the Ultra Space Sensor, but there's a laser we have to build, which is how you kill the final boss in the game. So we have the first piece. We have 9 more parts to go. And now we have the Ultra Space Sensor. And again, the sensor is how you access other warp zones. Every warp zone is kind of like what we see right now. Again, it's an action stage. And some of them do get pretty difficult, but that's where you want to try to build up handgun ammo, you want to build up machine gun ammo, you want to go ahead and build up grenades, which makes your life a lot easier in these warp zones. And once I'm back into the adventure part, or the point-and-click adventure part, I'll check chat. But yeah, warp zone number 1. A lot of people complain about the knife. It is a little janky, but basically you just want the edge of your knife to touch the enemy. You know, the hitboxes are generally big enough to where you don't have to get like right in front of them, like face to face. You can be in arm's reach away, and you'll be just fine. So, and there is definitely some flexibility there. So it is definitely a game where like you can get good at the combat. It's, you know, it doesn't feel like a Mega Man or something like that. But it's not like unplayable jank, which I hear a lot of people state about this game. A lot of people are like, this game's unplayable. And I'm like, it's not. Just get good, scrub. Alright, let's go through this door. So basically what I'm going to do is just try to go through these rooms again and try to grab stuff There we go. I need some grenades, especially for the second warp zone I'm going to go to. I'd prefer to have at least 6 grenades if I can, in case I mess up. The next boss will only... it only takes 3 grenades to kill the next boss, but it's the easy way of killing him. But you don't want to run out, otherwise the boss is a major pain. So that is heading south, so I don't want to go through that door because I want to keep trying to get items. There we go. And let's open that. All the items are static in this game, so you can actually learn, where all the items are, and just try to take advantage of that. Now, I don't have all that stuff memorized, and so you're not going to see me go into, like, specific rooms, to access specific items. So I actually switched over to my handgun. You press select to switch weapons. There we go. I'm gonna come on in here, get some more ammo. And so I'm looking at chat now. So AKX Medium, welcome back. He says, ooh, Dr. Chaos. And I see a Johnny85. Welcome to the stream. And Ronnie, what's going on, Ronnie? How are you doing, sir? Oh man. AKX says this game is practically the movie House, the game. Yeah, a lot of people have theorized that this was originally based on House, which was a 86 horror movie, but they may have lost the license or just weren't able to acquire the license. There are enemy types that look just like enemies from the movie House, so either it was inspired by it or it was actually supposed to be a licensed title, and that fell through. So what we're gonna do is hit go. This will take me to the room to the right since we're going east. And again, just trying to gather some items. Notice that I've already got 71 bullets, which is actually really good. Now, the machine gun is a lot more powerful than the handgun, but just having a ton of handgun bullets is good. So this is actually a warp zone right here. You'll notice on the top right, my ultra space sensor is now flashing. So now I have to explore the rest of the mansion, and this will tell me where warp zones are. So I can actually go into here, and now I'm into another warp zone. I don't want to be in this warp zone, though. This is a warp zone I want to come to later. So again, that's why you want to have everything mapped out if you can. So the ideal route you want to go to is actually up here. By completing this warp zone, you'll actually get yourself your first medicine bottle. But again, you want to have some grenades. Otherwise, the boss is going to be a major pain. Major pain. So, stock up, get some health back, get some items. There we go, more grenades. Look at it, I've got 10 grenades. I'm actually in really good shape right now. There's some health. Very good. I'm not going to worry about going into there. And let's go ahead and access our warp zone. Looks like it's the window. So, alright. Hey, Gotcham, what's going on? No, not in 1977. You might be talking about the Japanese House, Gotcham. There's an American House series as well. Hey, Lawrence, welcome back. And Mark. Welcome back, Mark. Hopefully you're doing well. I'm doing okay, Ronnie. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. So this is where we're going to start, encountering some more serious enemies. These flying skeletons, and then we have these big, I guess they call them elephants for some reason. Even though they just look more like skeleton apes or ogres or whatever. So, again, these sections are just completely not random. They're completely static. The platforms never change. The big enemy placement never changes. Now, I could actually use my pistol on this guy if I wanted to, but a lot of times those skeletons... Oh, I got knocked down. I have to do this all over again. Those big skeletons, a lot of times they get stuck, and you can just take advantage of that. And it's more time consuming to kill them with your knife, but it uses up zero bullets. So that was the idea with trying to kill that enemy with just my knife. So we'll try this again. Now, those big enemies also don't respawn until you fight the boss and come back out. If you fight the boss and come back out, all the enemies respawn. Alright, there we go. I still have 89 health, so I'm doing pretty well there. We're getting close to the boss fight. You'll notice that the screen flashes too when big enemies appear. And there's going to be a couple more here. Yep, there's one. Let's see if I can come over here. Now, the movement for those guys is pretty erratic. Also, enemies have a lot of invincibility frames. All right, I'm just going to come down this way. Enemies have a lot of invincibility frames in this, so you don't want to be mashing your attack button. You just want to, like, shoot once, and then wait. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, that's actually a really bad position to be in. Oh, boy. See, here's, like, me jumping backwards, like I mentioned. Let's go ahead and switch over to my knife. He's not going to be able to jump up here. There we go. 70 health is fine. You know, if I get hit by the boss once or twice, and I use a couple grenades, I'll be fine. Because there is a health bottle. Again, the health bottle is like an energy tank from Metroid. It's the same concept. And so once I collect it, I'll automatically get like a full health bar. Alright, we're going to switch over to the grenades. Throw it. Okay, there he is. And one more. Got him. So I got the medicine bottle, and I got the second piece to my laser, which again is required for the boss fight. Alright, we're going to switch back over to my knife. Switch to my pistol. I'm not too worried about using my ammo in the pistol right now, because I'm going to be able to get a lot of bullets back. Again, what you want to do after each warp zone is try to explore the rooms all over again so you can replenish your items. One thing I do wish they did in this game was have more music variety. The soundtrack does get a little grating because it is, like, the Warp Zone theme never changes. It's this for the entire game. I don't mind the mansion theme. You know, you're not out in those hallways too long. And I actually do like the point-and-click adventure music selection. I mean, it's only one theme, but it fits, like, the tone of the, you know, the first-person sections. But the Warp Zone music can definitely be a little grating, but it is what it is. I try not to think about it too much. Alright. So that was area number 2. Let's go ahead and replenish our stock. That's going to take us to the hallway, but I'd rather try to get some items. So there's some more health. Like I said, all the items respawn after you successfully complete a warp zone. Alright, let's go ahead and go up, do a 180. Open this door, we're going to go through this. That'll actually take us through, I think, a wall that is blocking us off in the main mansion hallway. And, you know, I could actually technically go through that wall. That actually might not be a horrible idea. Let's go back this way. Again, I'm looking at my map. I've, you know, to keep me on track. There's some more health. Let's go ahead and grab that. And if you're trying to find warp zones for yourself, you know, you want to be looking at your ultra space sensor. It will start blinking when a warp zone is nearby. So I'm going to actually come down here. First, I want to come into this room because I'm pretty sure there's an item or two I can get here. Yep, there's some health. And I've got max health. I've got about 200 hit points. Open that. Another grenade. Having tons of grenades is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. Yeah, they do damage you, but they will kill some enemies in one hit, which is quite nice. Let's see if we can smack this. Nope, nothing there. Again, I don't have all the item locations memorized, so I still have to open everything. But it is the sort of game where when you know where everything is, you shouldn't have to constantly open everything. You can... that's actually a door. So what I want to do is actually go through here, which should take me through the wall. And I should be able to exit here. Let's go. And it actually looks like this is where we want to be. Looks like our next warp zone is right here. Open that. Open that. Nope. Can't go through the window, so it must be this. Alright, so what's going to happen here is we're going to get, you know, every warp zone has a piece to the laser that we have to build. But you also get some specific items here and there. And one of the unique items I get is a helmet that you put on during these warp zones. And when you have the helmet, you can breathe underwater. There is water in this game. So you're going to use the helmets in order to get through that and not take damage. Now, there are ways to sequence break some of these warp zones. You can actually damage boost quite a bit in this game. But I found it's not really worth it. It's really not. You're better off just taking your ideal route. Now, it is possible to get, like, a specific item or two early. Like, you can get the armor early if you're clever. The armor is another, you know, equipment item you get. And what it does is it reduces the overall damage that you take, but it also makes you impervious to grenade damage. So grenades, once you have the armor, grenades will no longer hurt you. So a lot of people are like, oh god, I hate how the grenades hurt you. It's like, well, it's a mechanic for a certain part, like a certain amount of the game, but then you get an item that makes it so you no longer take that damage. So it's, you know, once you figure out the mechanics and you understand how this stuff works, it's not nearly as bad as it seems like on, you know, at first glance when you first play the game. I'm not gonna bother killing that guy. It's not worth using wasting my ammo on him. Now this boss, he basically dashes across the screen. You just shoot him, and then you jump up and dodge him, and then that's pretty much it. I'm gonna use my my machine gun here because it's a lot more powerful than my handgun. Also, I don't think grenades work on this guy, so there are some bosses where some weapons actually just don't work on them. So you want to just use your projectiles here. Now, if you hold down the fire button, you will shoot multiple shots with the machine gun. You don't want to do that. You always want to just shoot one at a time as if it was just a handgun. It does a lot more damage, though, than the handgun. All right, there's our third piece. Scott, I did the exact same thing as a kid. I mentioned that when I first started the stream. It was like KB Toys for me, and it was $10 brand new sealed. But as you can see, I've got my helmets. So now in future warp zones that have water, we won't take any water damage. Sadly, it wasn't until I was an adult, and more specifically, a couple weeks ago, that I actually finally learned how to beat this game. So, finally able to put one of my childhood games to rest. And then show it off here. I don't... Is he gonna... Yeah, okay, he is. I don't think he can jump up this one, though. Ooh, he can. Look at that. He's hitting his head on the ceiling, though, so he's not moving very far. I'm gonna go ahead and toss a grenade. It basically hits everything on the screen. And those flying skeletons, you'll kill instantly with the grenades. It's like, yeah, I took a little bit of damage, but it's not the end of the world. Let's fall down here so I can avoid that, whatever that ball's called. Completely forgot what it's called. I want to say the door's in the bottom floor. Alright. So now let's go ahead and try to get some more items. So now I need to go to the attic. But before we go to the attic, what we want to do is try to get as many items as we can to replenish. I've got plenty of grenades, but I don't have much in terms of bullets. So I'm definitely going to want to go to... I'm going to want to go to the earlier part of the mansion, but I don't want to come over here because I know there's a health jar. So I might as well grab it while I'm here. Yep, there we go. Another grenade, which is fine. I'm gonna be using those a lot. Alright, let's go back out. And another one. So max health. And I need to go east, not west. So let's go this way. Open. Nice. Machine gun. This will take me back eastward. Let's go ahead and go through this door. Oh, I have to actually bust away through that wall. I forgot. So let's go east. Yep, there we go. I knew that I had to get through that wall facing east, so I know I can bust through it. Like I said, like this game is more nuanced than people give it credit. It's just really confusing the first time you play it, and that's totally understandable. I don't blame people. I mean, I was confused as hell when I first played this game, and I had the instruction manual. It wasn't until there was like an issue of Nintendo Power I stumbled across that mentioned how to access the Ultra Space Sensor. And it wasn't until then that I was able to finally start making progress in this game, because the sensor is mandatory, and it's such a big mansion too. There are so many items and rooms, and if you're not paying attention to the small details, it's super easy to get lost. Let's go ahead and just try to exit this room. I think I'm 48 bullets. I mean, I'm probably good, but I'd rather play it safe if I can. Go ahead and get some more items. Again, if you're moving through these rooms fast, that's when the monsters tend to appear. So I'm going to go ahead and go through here, come back into this one. Nothing there. Alright, that's good enough for me. I get 65 bullets, I think I'm okay. Alright, so we're going back up the staircase. And I'm going to take this door. Go ahead and get some items. Okay, yeah, we're good. So, we actually need to be facing north. And, we should open that. So, those ladders that are in the walls, they're always when you're facing north. So, it's another one of those subtleties that's really important. That's going to take me out to the mansion hallway. I'll just show it to you real quick. We're in the attic now. Now, what's interesting is, you know, the main two floors in the middle are the rooms are colored green, as are the doors. In the attic, the rooms are colored red, as are the doors. You'll notice I have red doors, indicating I'm in the attic. Now, the basement is the same thing, but it's all gray. Gray rooms, gray doors. I should probably have to go into here. I'm gonna guess I have to go in here. Yep, there we go. Alright, warp zone number 4. It's water. If I somehow made my way in here, without the helmet, I would take damage immediately. So... Alright, I think I have to take the top route here. Oh yeah, no, I totally agree, Scott. This game was really creepy to me as a kid. It actually scared me growing up. I don't find it very scary now, as an adult, but I'm also desensitized to a lot of things. But, yeah, no, it really spooked me as a kid, especially that title screen. The title screen was very ominous. I still love the title screen, though. It's great. Timing my attacks. You can be skillful with this janky combat. It is possible. Now, you are gonna get hit, you are gonna get juggled occasionally, but I've got 200 hit points to work with right now, so I'm not too stressed about it. And by finishing this warp zone, we're gonna actually get our boots. I'm probably gonna get hit by this thing. Yep. Oh, nice, dodged it. Yeah, we're gonna get boots, and so now we're gonna be able to jump. Just like we can jump right now underwater, we're gonna be able to do that, but outside of water. So, it's a pretty, pretty cool upgrade. It's not just like, oh, I've got the high jump now. like the jump spell in Zelda 2. It's like, no, I can basically almost go to the top of the ceiling from like the ground floor. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, see, getting juggled here. I mean, I could try to throw grenades. Which, again, does damage to me, but... another one of my complaints with this game is the fact that enemies they respawn almost instantly, which can be a little frustrating. But you just have to have patience. Alright, and so this guy... he's basically got to bust apart into a bunch of, like, tiny little turtles. Again, iframes. You don't want to just be, like, mashing the fire button. And this is bad because I'm facing the wrong way. I hate it when that happens. Okay. And I don't think grenades work on these guys. Let's try. Nope. Like I said, you know, some weapons just don't work on some of these bosses. Alright, come on. Yeah, the frame rate's also pretty inconsistent in this. Although if you played a lot of 8-bit games, it shouldn't be something that should be too janky. Like, it's what we had to put up with a lot of these games growing up. Hey, Uber Disco, and hey, Haywood. Welcome back, guys. Alright. So that was Warp Zone number 4. There are technically, I believe, 11 Warp Zones in the game. It is, you know, the first 10, you get you build your laser with those first 10, and then, there's the 11th, which has the final boss in it. These guys are doing a ton of damage right now. If I die, it's not a big deal. It'll send me back to the beginning of the mansion. I still keep all of my core items. And then I just have to replenish on, you know, my disposables. Basically, my health, my bullets, and my grenades. I'd rather not die, but as you can see, we're down to 85% health. And I would definitely have more if I wasn't getting juggled by the boss. At least I didn't die at the boss, because then I'd have to do this whole warp zone over again. Yeah, one interesting thing about the American version is they heavily extended the warp zones. In the Japanese version, they're super short. But, like I said, the Japanese version is also, like, crazy hard compared to this. I'm just gonna keep using bullets, because I'm not having much luck with my knife right now. Oops, not good. That's not good. Alright, we're good. Alright, let's fall down. And probably get juggled. Oh, I missed him. Nice. Yeah, we're down to 3 bullets. Yeah, like, I used a lot of bullets there. So, and that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We're gonna have to go through that door. Let's replenish. So we're pretty much back in business now, which is good. And yeah, that was Warp Zone number 4. So we have several more to go. And that's west. Let's go through that door. Got some more health. Already up to 38 hit points. Or 138 hit points, I should say. That's east. Don't want to go east. We want to go south. And actually, we don't want to go south. What we want to do is we have to face north, because that's where my hole in the wall is going to be. Or it should be. Yep, there it is. This will take us back down to the mid-level. The only reason I'm kind of like being able to, you know, blitz through this in a way is that I've got the game mapped out. I learned a specific route thanks to game FAQs, and then I decided to make my own map of the game. And so I'm actually utilizing my own map. I will actually make that public sometime so you guys can see that. We're gonna actually go back to the main floor. Our next warp zone is the one we went into earlier. It's at the very beginning of the mansion. But again, you want to try to gather your inventory. Yep, there's more health. Let's go west. Hey, Zero. Welcome back. Well, you've heard of it, Zero. You saw me post about it on Discord, but I know what you mean. Nothing there. Let's open it. But yeah, Zero is new to this game still. Alright, let's scroll down here. We'll go ahead and just try to get some more items. This does kind of slow down your progress, but, you know, better safe than sorry is what I usually say. Open that, get that. Alright, full health. Open. That's our first warp zone, so yeah, no item there. Got another pistol. Let's go ahead and hit go. And what we want to do is just exit here. I'm pretty sure I can actually bust a hole in one of these walls, which will take me eastbound. That's going to take me to the next room. Let's see what's over here. Nothing over there. Let's hit go. Alright, so this should, we're going to go to a room that has our next warp zone. It's probably this one. Yep. Alright, let's try this. I've got 73 bullets. And 10 machine gun bullets, actually. But now I can jump really high. It's nice. And this warp zone is going to give us our next medicine bottle. So we're going to have even more health to work with right now once we come out of this, which will be nice. There's a big boy. I wonder if he'll actually jump up the staircase. Let's see. Yeah, I figured he would. So you can manipulate some of these enemies. You just don't even have to deal with them. I love how you could be a little clever like that. It's nice. Let's do it again. Yeah, it took a little bit of damage, but that's okay. It kills those flying skeletons instantly. And hey, John Smith, welcome back. Alright, this boss is interesting. First, what I'm going to do is come over here and grab the bottle. So what this guy does is it actually sort of... it stops in a, you know, kind of near you. You want to jump down and then you want to shoot it. Or hit it with your knife. Oops. I like sitting around here. Just gotta wait for it to stop. Okay, there we go. Hey, Leo. Probably gonna be doing some Genesis stuff on Twitch later, Leo. FYI. Since I know you don't tend to check over there as often these days. I've got nothing going on tonight, and I don't feel like making any more videos. I made one yesterday. I mean, first I'm gonna play some Beatmania. For like an hour or two, then I'm going to switch over to the Mega SG, so yeah, just a heads up. Alright, let's just fall down here. So that's number 5. Warp zone number 5. And our next warp zone is going to give us another medicine bottle. So at this point in the game, we're basically just building our health up quite a bit. Now, the grenades work on these guys, but it doesn't kill them instantly, so in that position right there, it probably would have been better just to use my knife. The grenade's only doing 5 hit points. It's not like it's the end of the world. Whoops. Hey, really happy to be showing this game off. I have covered this on my channel before, but it was like almost 10 years ago. I think it was 10 years ago, jeez. I was still living at my parents' house. Well, not still, I had moved back in after moving out on my on my own for the first time. But I had started YouTube right before moving back into my parents' house. And this was one of those games that I tried covering back then. Tried to explain the Ultra Space Sensor and stuff like that. I still get comments on that video too, which is kind of crazy. Just the video quality is terrible. But now I can show it off in greater detail. Nothing there. Let's go ahead and open that, and open that. Right, got a pistol. So what I might actually do is go down into the basement for a moment, just to show that off, but also to get some items. So I don't think it's... No, it's the room to the left. It's not this room yet. Let's go ahead and just exit there. Let's come on in here. Again, every time you want to take a ladder behind the wall, it's when you're facing north. So again, that is huge, because like, you don't want to be like hitting around every single room, which is what I was doing when I was learning this game, and trust me when I say that got tedious. But then it clicked. I was like, wait a second, all those ladders are only ever facing north. So again, you know, little details like that can really, really help out. Alright, so what we're probably gonna have to do is maybe go here? Yep, that's south, so this door will actually exit me to the hallway. Now, oh, nice, that's a good one. That's a win right there. Now, interestingly, if your doors aren't open, I don't think monsters can come through them. So that's actually something to keep in mind, is if you're constantly moving through these rooms and you leave the door shut, your monsters aren't gonna spawn. Oh, you mother effer! I have never actually seen that before, where I open something and he appears. Oh, that was great. Wow. I was not expecting that. I'm like, nah, you know, you keep them closed, you'll be fine. But nope, okay, we just learned something that I had no idea about. That was funny. I've never seen an enemy come out of something when I've opened a door. That was good. Alright, so I'm gonna go back into the hallway. We've gotten, I think, enough good items. We've got, ooh, okay, these guys are tough. Basically, your character gets stunned when they appear. The big guys. So you really need to take care of them immediately, otherwise you're going to take a lot of damage. Okay, so facing north... Oh, I think I have to go into another room. Yeah, I have to go west. That is south. So we need to face north. Yep, it's still there. Now, all your walls will reset when you complete a warp zone. So you have to be, you know, your items reset, but so do all, like, the holes in the walls and things like that, so... Alright, so our next warp zone is here. Alright, next one. Alright, here we go. More water. Actually, quite a bit of water from here on out. Ugh. I will say these guys are pretty annoying. Let's just throw a grenade. I might have to take the top route. I'm thinking I have to take the top route. Do I have to take... I have to take the top route. Yes, I've already lost 100 health because of these piranhas. They're simple enemies, but they are irritating. They're actually probably some of the more irritating enemies in the game, if I'm gonna be honest. If you time the invincibility frames, you can sort of stun lock these enemies too. When I see other people try to play this game, they're really just like mashing the button. They're like, oh, I can't hit anything. Why is it not doing enough damage? It's like, well, you're trying to attack when the iframes are still active. Believe it or not, it's actually no different in, like, you know, the boss fights of Mega Man. When the bosses blink in those games, they can't be damaged again. Actually, it's probably a good idea just to grab this medicine bottle right now. Nice. Pretty easy boss, actually. Some of the bosses in this game are real pushovers, but others can be quite challenging. Write down your password. Or don't. You can be like me and just try to complete the game in one sitting. Go ahead and use a grenade right here. Alright, so warp zone number 7. It's gonna be that little outhouse I went to earlier. So we should be able to get some decent items on our way out there. Go ahead and just use my grenade. Takes some damage, but it kills him in one hit. You know, what I'll probably end up doing is after this stream's over, I'll be able to publish this stream pretty quickly. Because, you know, the playthrough is only going to be about an hour and a half long. So for anybody that missed out on it, just look out for it later tonight. If you're popping in late, I'll most likely have it published later tonight. Now, if I'm streaming over on Twitch, Leo, I will probably just take like a 5-minute break and make this one public. Alright, so we have to work our way left. And we should be able to get enough energy. I mean, again, like I said, better safe than sorry. It's probably good for me to just, you know, go explore some of those other rooms again. Leo asks, how did I discover this one? Well, it's a long, complicated history, Leo. No, in reality, I bought it as a kid. I actually owned this game as a kid. I bought this with my own money. I bought this, I bought Faxanadu, I bought Astyanax, Final Fantasy, Smash TV. They were all like budget games, $10. Star Tropics 2, Zoda's Revenge. Yeah, so this is one of those, like, you know, 7 or 8 games I bought with my own money when the NES was still technically on the market. It was all, like, bargain bin stuff. But yeah, so I actually grew up with this game. However, I could never really do much with it. It was a couple years before I even figured out the Ultra Space Sensor. And, you know, the game just clicked at that point. But I still never finished it because I didn't have the mansion mapped out or anything like that. And it wasn't until a few weeks ago where I, you know, really, like, dove into it and really tried to learn it. let's see. Actually, I might have to... Do I have to smack a wall in this one? I do. Or smack a hole in the wall, not smack a wall. Like, smack into a... I can't talk, guys. Don't mind me. What's new? Nothing, actually. Alright, so I need to go west. So let's go here. And I might have to... Nope. Alright, go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and exit through one of these doors. And that's the wrong door. Now I'm gonna have to face west. No? You know, I think maybe it's just the right-hand door I have to go through. No, not that. Let's try that. Yep. That's weird. Looks like the one on the left... I don't know. I feel like those doors should be reversed. I kind of want more health, though. I really do. I don't know. There is a little bit of a health pickup right here. You know, I think I'm just gonna roll with it. We'll try it. I've got plenty of ammo. Leo says he's been trying something similar with SOS on SNES, but it's such a complicated map. Not to mention it changes orientation regularly as the ship sinks. Yeah, I played a lot of SOS, Leo, and I've always just gotten super lost in that game. That is one I'd like to learn how to finish just like this. Because that is another game I grew up with. One of my neighbors growing up, Mark Havener, he was in chat earlier, he's probably lurking. He had that game, so I got to borrow it from him quite frequently, so I did play it a lot growing up. But man, it's a very unique experience for the time. I always appreciated it because it was a little bit like Prince of Persia and Flashback, but with its own unique twists. Oops. Did not want to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and just let that guy despawn. Let it go off the screen. Alright, now it's gone. Alright, these guys like to explode. You can actually smack them when they jump down. You can also sometimes let them bounce, and then you can just walk under their projectiles. It's interesting. If you're fast enough, you can just swipe them with your knife. Hey Daniel, welcome to the stream. Alright, this guy can be a little tough. What you want to do is smack him in the face. If you attack any other part of his body, he'll split out into another one, and every new part has a full health bar. This boss can get extremely overwhelming extremely fast if you're not careful. Boom. Easy peasy. You do it just right, it's easy. If you do it wrong, it's probably the worst boss in the game. Seriously. I have completely run out of ammo on that boss, and I had to fight every little piece with just my knife, and barely made it out alive. Alright, so this is Warp Zone 7. We're actually just a few warp zones away from the end of the game. Believe it or not. We are almost there. I'm gonna just let that guy go past me again. I can actually just jump over this guy. I think the exit's right here. Yeah. Don't waste your ammo if you don't have to. You know, it's okay to play smart in this game. But again, all the items respawn because I successfully completed that warp zone. So that means I can get some health right there. Leo says, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it legitimately, but it's good to know that, it's good to know SOS a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, some games I feel like I just may never get around to. But I want to try, at the very least. You know, SOS is one of those. So I know how complex it can be. Alright, that's gonna take me to the mansion hallway. Yep, so I'm gonna have to bust a hole through this wall. So we actually need to go to our 8th warp zone, which means we will have to go back to our middle top floor. Alright, so we're gonna have to bust a hole through the wall, since we're going east. Hopefully some of you guys watching this that have been confused by this game, hopefully it's starting to make a little more sense. You know, with me explaining, you know, every little move I'm doing. But, I don't know why I'm doing that. There's no reason to. I need to actually exit. Back to the hallway. But yeah, it's definitely not a game that's going to be for everybody, but, you know, it's one of those games that gets heavily derided online as it's, you know, as if it's like this horrific, terrible game, but it's just like, I would definitely not call it horrible or terrible. It is one of those things where it's like, if you know what you're doing, it's kind of cool. If you don't know what you're doing, or you're terrible at the game, then obviously it's not going to seem all that fun. Alright, so I need to go back to the hallway, and I rotated around too much, which made this monster appear. So what I want to do is actually just, I want to come back into these rooms, try to get some more bullets and whatnot. So yeah, handgun ammo, several handguns in the beginning. Zero says it seems like it would be very tough to play blind. It is. That's why I never finished it, even growing up, even owning the game. Never even came close to trying to finish it, or being able to finish it. Yeah, I really feel like that's Dr. Chaos's, like, major problem. It's very ambitious, but like Zero mentioned, it's very hard to play blind. And that was our warp zone right there, so of course there's not going to be an item in it. I should have known better. But I've got a decent amount of ammo, I think I'll be fine. And there's going to be other rooms we have to go through. We have to go to that top right room there. So we're going to have to bust through a couple of walls. And I'm going to come in here too, just get some more items. Again, better safe than sorry. Thought you could bust into the next room, but apparently not, so let's exit. We're gonna have to bust through this wall, though, on the right. Don't need that health, so I'm not gonna grab it. Go get it. I don't know why there are so many grenades stashed throughout, but okay. Yep, there we go. Let's go ahead and come on through here. Ooh, machine gun. Machine gun's very nice. Yep. So this is the room we need to be in, so I'm in the right spot. And I think our warp zone is right here. Yep. So our last medicine bottle is actually going to be after this boss fight. Or at the boss fight, I should say. So we'll be able to maximize our health. One thing I will say, oops, for some reason I thought I could go the middle route. One thing I will say is the game can be a little grueling in one sitting. Some moments do get stressful, but also it's a lot of the same thing. Like, you know, these warp zones are, you know, they're not bad, but they're not great either. They get a little repetitious. So when you're trying to beat this game in a single sitting, yeah, it can get tedious, but it's okay. Like, again, I don't think this game is amazing, but, you know, credit where credit's due. It was definitely very ambitious for the time. I mean, we had Metroid, we had, Zelda 2 hadn't even come out yet, as far as I'm aware. Castlevania 2 was there. And this does, like, the non-linear gameplay style in an interesting way that not many other games did it this way. Mixing multiple gameplay styles. Nice. Right, medicine bottle? There we go. Hey, Brandon! Is Dad still at your apartment? If not, how was dinner? I would have joined you, but I decided to stream Dr. Chaos instead. We're actually getting close to the end of the game. That was Warp Zone number 8, so we have 2 more. And both of them are going to be in the basement level. And then we go to the final boss. And the final boss is... I'd say he's a pushover, compared to some of the other bosses in the game. Toss a grenade. Again, kills both those guys in one hit, which is nice. Oh, he is. We're eating dinner now, watching my stream. Nice. Hi, Dad. My dad's over there with my brother. My brother there, Michael Macker, he will be streaming with me in 2 weeks. We're going to be streaming Resident Evil 3 Remake for Xbox. He came over last week and we're going to be using a different mic setup this time. We're going to be both mic'd up properly, unlike prior streams with Brandon, or my brother. So, should be a good time. Alright, so let's go ahead and just replenish. Now, if I exit this room, what I can do is just fall back down to the main level. Yeah, and that stream, Zero, I will have it scheduled in advance, unlike a lot of my other recent streams. So you guys should see it pop up in your subscription feed early. We're going to be doing it on a Sunday night. Alright, let's go ahead and just exit. I think I'm pretty much good on items. I don't think I really need to grind out anymore. So we have to work our way back this way. And we have to work our way west. Let's see, where are we? Nope! I have to bust through a wall. Alright, so go west. Hit the wall. There we go. Go through the wall. Let's hit go. And we're gonna have to be facing north in one of these rooms. I don't know if this is the correct room. No, we're gonna find out. Ooh, machine gun. Man, so good. Hey, Scott, welcome back. Yeah, I saw your message about your battery running out. Alright, this is gonna take us to our basement level. And what we're gonna do is go through this. We're gonna come into this door. And I think we're gonna have to bash through to the left, either that or we have to go through a door. Okay, so we go through this door, which takes us into another room. And I think this one will be it. No, that's not it. Okay, I'm getting lost already. Okay, that takes us back there. I don't think I have to hit... Oh, I do. Okay. I was gonna say, I didn't think I had to hit a hole in the wall. This will take us out to the main hallway in the basement, which I don't want to do. Boom, there we go. Alright, do you see our sensors blinking? Alright. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just let that guy sit there. He's stuck. Look at him, he's dancing. Do a little dance. Alright, and after this boss, we should get our armor, which means grenades will no longer hurt us. I do wish that you could get the armor earlier, but it is possible. You can sequence break here. On my first playthrough of this game, I actually damage boosted to the boss and beat this boss much earlier than I was supposed to. So there are some sequence breaks you can do. Just get an enemy lined up correctly and just jump on it, and you get shotgunned backwards. You can get really creative with your damage boosts in this game. Alright, he should probably fall down. Yep, just like that. Alright, we're close to the boss fight, I believe. Yep, boss time. This one is a little tricky. You've got to jump in the middle. Oh, that was cheap. I don't think he's normally supposed to just dash at you immediately. And I'm taking tons of damage here. There we go. The timing is weird. I don't think it's the same every time. And I don't think I can hit him more than once. Yep. When he rolls up into a ball, he's invincible. Nice. Yeah, so these little pink canisters are your special items. So boom, I've got my armor now. Oops. I keep getting bumped in. Thank you. Alright, we're going to be moving on to our last warp zone. Or, I should say the last one that, you know, we have to go to in order to piece together our laser. So as you can see in the top right, our laser still has one more block empty. So the next warp zone will give us that item. And then we can use that laser on the final boss, which is technically the last warp zone. One thing I like to do sometimes is if you get an area like this, you can just like kick. It's just you trying to jump, but you're bumping your head on the ceiling. Sometimes I'll just kick to the music. Yeah, there are too many enemies here to try that. Way too many enemies. Alright. Woo! So let's just collect our items. And we're gonna have to work our way back to the east. Go ahead and get that. So when I'm exploring these rooms, I like to explore every direction on your compass, just to make sure I've gotten everything I potentially can. Nothing there. That'll take us out here. And then I'm gonna have to work my way back up north. So interestingly, that, you know, there's a wall to the right. You would think you could break through that. You cannot. There are a couple walls in this game that you actually can't go through. You have to, you have to find a different route throughout the mansion. So I need to find the room that's facing north. I don't know. This doesn't seem right. Let's see. Oh, it is. Okay. I should have said it's been a few weeks since I've actually played through this game. Alright, so what I wanted to do is actually go back to that double door. I want to go back to the outhouse because I know there is some health. Let's hit go. Let's come back here. Need to find the double door. There we go. We go through the one on the right. The one on the right, for some reason, puts you out towards the left. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Developer oversight, maybe. There we go. That's what I wanted. Alright, let's exit. Go south. Remember, south-facing doors always exit you out to the main hallway. Let's go east. Let's hit go. Okay, that's actually where I needed to be, so I need to find the eastern direction again. Go ahead and smash a hole in the wall. Wherever it is. Should be here. There we go. Okay. So we're going to come back towards the beginning. Now, it actually wouldn't be a bad idea to try to get some more health. Got plenty of grenades. Which is actually good, because then I can use them in the warp zones themselves. Alright, there's some health. Alright, let's go ahead and exit there. We need to come back into this room. So again, we're facing north, so the ladders and the walls are only ever facing north. So that's how I knew that was the room I had to be in. Okay, so now we're gonna have to exit this door, or exit this room. Through a door. I am a little... I'm not going to say I'm light on health. I would definitely like to have more. But I think I'm just going to have to attempt this last warp zone with what I've got. Hey, Joe. How's it going, man? How are you doing tonight? We're at the tail end of the stream. Alright, this is our warp zone. So this is going to be for the final piece of our laser. This is a pretty tough boss, though. And I do have plenty of bullets, though, which is nice. Oh, geez, that's not good. Sunday grocery run, right on. Thought you were gonna say Sunday pinball tournament. Wonder if there are any events today. I wasn't really paying attention. Tanking some damage, it's okay. Now you can see I'm not getting hurt by the grenades anymore. So I can go ahead and just use them willy-nilly. Oh, the Delaware 24-hour event, that's right, I forgot about that. Alright, so for this boss right here, you have to hit it once, which reveals its core. Kind of a tough boss, and it's really hard to do it without taking damage. I've never come close, honestly. That was a little bit of a health refill, which is nice. So one strategy I did when I first learned this is I attacked him with the knife. The knife will actually go through him and hit him even before these bones, you know, spread out like that. I'm gonna go ahead and just use my machine gun. Oh, good. Alright, well that's the last of the hard parts of the game. So what we're gonna do is now, I don't even think I have to replenish my ammo. I can just go straight to the final boss. And then we'll get the ending. Something that probably not a lot of people have seen with Dr. Chaos. It's not exactly an amazing ending or anything, but it is something. You do get a credits roll. Just gonna keep using my grenades, because they don't hurt me anymore. Even if I'm right on top of them. Yeah, I do feel like they probably should have given you the armor at least a little bit earlier in the playthrough. You get it really late. For some reason I thought it was a little bit earlier, but no, it's like the second to last item you get. Yeah, the grenades are pretty powerful. Those flying skeletons, it'll kill those in one hit. But these big guys, it still takes like 3 grenades. That's still a lot of hits for those big guys. You're better off using like your machine gun on them. But these flying guys, which are very erratic, their flying patterns are completely random. So they can be a little irritating to deal with. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna work our way back up. And now we're gonna go into the basement. Not the basement. I am so dyslexic today. It's crazy. We have to go to the attic. What is north is now south. Okay, so I need to go into another room. Oh, good pickup. We'll go in here. Lots of grenades. There we go. Alright, now we have to work our way up top. So what we will do is come up here. So we're gonna have to bust our way through this wall on the left. So, westbound. So, there we go. So we've gone through that wall that we saw in the mansion hallway. Again, I mean, I've said it so many times, but there's a lot of subtle mechanics that allow the game to make a lot more sense than it normally would. Alright, so we're gonna have to go to the attic, so there should be a wall right here that we can bust through. See? Red area means we're in the attic. And now from here, we're just going to, actually, let me just demonstrate it. If I go through this door, there we go. Tiny little attic room. Alright. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, this is the last stretch right here. I had actually come to this without any of my mandatory items on my first playthrough. And it was kind of a pain. Got to the final boss. The final boss does not do anything, nor can you damage it without the laser being completed. So that was kind of a shock. Yeah, so actually learning this game manually without a map and assistance is kind of tough. So if you got here the first time, he just sits here like this, but with the laser, you smack him in the face, and now you can actually use the laser. It's got infinite ammo. I have to use my shoot-'em-up skills here in terms of dodging. And he's almost dead already. Yep, and he's dead. He does a lot of damage, but he doesn't take a lot of hits to kill. And there we go! And I want to say the story is like, that's your brother. He's like a scientist, and he discovered these warp zones, and he ended up getting sucked into it and turned into a beast. And, yeah, you basically don't hear from him for a while. You get worried, you come to the mansion, and there's like a note saying, oh, you've got to come save me. But yeah, that's it. We just finished Dr. Chaos. For the NES. And apparently we are great, according to the game. Hey, thanks Leo, thanks Joe. Nate Dogcata, you are great. Thanks Zero, thanks for the GG. And actually, after this is over, maybe what I'll do is I will show you my my map I created, and I will eventually make that. I'll eventually share that, but I want to see if I can actually finish my Dr. Chaos tutorial video, which I wanted to do. I've been trying to write the script these last couple of weeks, but it's been slow coming. SRS Incorporated, or Incorporation. Looks like there was multiple teams involved in this game, which is actually quite interesting for the time. Yeah, FCI, Pony Canyon, they published the game. Oh, you know what? I want to say this game was actually after Zelda 2. I think it was earlier in Japan. Yeah, okay, so in North America, this actually came out after Zelda 2. So I could totally see why, you know, it was probably not seen in a very high regard back then. But yeah, that is the end of the game. This is actually one of those games, I don't know if it goes back to the title screen. I'm hitting a bunch of different buttons and it's not doing anything. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that reset. And just to get some music going. Let me see if I can do a screen capture. Unfortunately, there are no kitties today. I mean, they're in the other room. They haven't joined us. I've got the camera set up and everything. So... But, yeah, so here's the map I created. After learning the proper routes, I actually spent literally all day making this stupid thing. For a 35-year-old game nobody likes. So, yeah, what we're gonna do is actually just zoom in here a little bit. I can actually zoom in. It's actually pretty high quality. It's like high resolution. But basically it shows the routes through the game. So you start here with the Ultra Space Sensor. And then you come up here for number 2. You get your medicine bottle. Come back down the stairs, bust through a wall. Come into this door and you get your helmet. Back upstairs. You go into the attic. for the boots up here. And then back down to the first room. Number 5, you get your next medicine bottle. And then number 6 is next to this chimney, fireplace, another medicine bottle. And then all the way over here, number 7, it's just a piece. There's actually no special item, unfortunately. And then all the way up here, top right, number 8. Back down to the basement. Number 9, bottom left. Still basement, but you have to work your way back up. This wall right here, you cannot go through that wall. So you have to actually work your way back up out of the basement. Come back to this room, where you got the Ultra Space Sensor, and you can come down to the other side of the basement. This is like old Nintendo Power, right? There's number 10. Final, our final piece. All the way back up to the attic. It's actually a pain getting all these pixels to line up correctly. I had to do a lot of like creative photoshopping to get everything to look clean. So yeah, Joe's like, that's commitment right there. Yeah. So yeah, I will eventually share this. I'll probably post it on Twitter and I'll do like add a comment on this video linking to it, so you guys can use that if you want to try to go through the game yourself eventually. Someone like Leo, maybe. But yeah, guys, that is Dr. Chaos. Hopefully you guys had fun watching that. And yeah, I'm glad I finally got to play through this game. I had some old viewers a while ago that requested this over and over and over again. I was, I kept putting it off. But I don't even think they're around watching anymore. I haven't seen them in chat in a long time, so it's like, man, I kind of wish they were here to see this. But, yeah, that is Dr. Chaos. How long have we been streaming? We've been streaming for not quite 2 hours. So what I think I'm going to do is for the next, like, 10 or 15 minutes, we will actually show off the Japanese version of the game. So let me go ahead and do that. I am on my flash cart. So let me power cycle my console. And this is a Famicom Disk System game. And interestingly, the name is just Dr. Chaos. There's no special name. It's just, I mean, it's got a subtitle, but the first 2 words are identical to the American version. Yeah, so Joe, I'm actually using a flash cart to play Dr. Chaos, but I have my actual Dr. Chaos cart just in there just for fun, along with some other games I may be covering this month. I'll probably do a Doom stream, but definitely want to do Castlevania 3, and I'd like to try to do a stream of Castlevania Judgment, since I've never actually covered that on my channel before. I just thought it would be fun to show those off. Generally, the cats are usually here sleeping, but not tonight. Oh, Milo's right behind me. Hold on a second, guys. Ugh. Milo's in a different spot. What a sneaky little boy. There's the Milo. Here's my controller. Hey, buddy. Hi, you? You trying to hide from me? Hey, goofball. There's the Milo boy. Milo, he's a good boy. Yeah, he is. Finally got some kitty action. Alright, let's go back. Actually, no, I gotta switch back to him real quick. I need to see if I can reset my capture card, because I'm not sure if switching to Famicom disk system will screw up with my capture card. Will screw my capture card. Screw with my capture card. It's complicated. My capture setup is weird. There's a couple of glitches that happen if I'm constantly like switching games and I get signal drops. The sound will start glitching out just for no reason. It's just a bug. So, all right. I think I should be able to just hit start. And here we go. I love how my flash card emulates the Famicom disk system. Johnny says, did anyone play this with knife only? I would not want to do that. I mean, I think it's probably possible, but oh man, that would be rough. You can already hear the music is slightly different. It's got extra sound channels. That was one cool thing about the Famicom disk system. That skull was always great. That spooked me when I was a kid. No joke. Alright, let's go ahead. It actually doesn't loop as well as it does in the American version. Alright, so let's hit start. Now loading. This was a disc-based system. And hey, look at this! You can actually save your progress in this one. It would be the adventures of YouTube again. I wonder if I can actually spell YouTube completely. Let's see. Okay, I can do YouTube. How many other characters can I do? YouTube 1. There we go. Alright. Now, what's really interesting about this is a lot of the monsters that are only in warp zones are now in the mansion hallways themselves. I mean, that in and of itself is a crazy, like, difficulty change. Look at that. You can't even, like in the American one, you can just sit here and you're safe. You're completely safe in this first area, but not in the Japanese version. Nope. And the music is it's very different. Now, unfortunately, it does look like it is in Japanese. I actually prefer the American version. Like, even though there are more sound channels on the disc system, the music isn't nearly as, like, big and thick. Oh yeah, I would call it like New Game plus 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 or something like that. It's that much harder. It's way harder. Alright, so same mechanics though, you know, south I think takes you down to, yeah, the hallway. Alright, we got ourselves a gun. That is, oh! Jeez. Yeah, I want to say like the spawn rate for monsters in rooms is also higher. And it just like it kicked me completely out to the hallway. All right, there's our window. And this is our first warp zone. Makes a little noise when it goes to the load screen. That is kind of cool. Yeah, so the warp zones are also designed differently. That enemy there is not in the first warp zone in the American one. Look at this. This is just... this is too much. But the warp zone is a lot smaller. So... it's like this warp zone isn't even half the size of the one in the NES one. Yeah, and the movement physics are much slower. So you have to make these jumps like perfectly here. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so we got our ultra space sensor. I only have one grenade. Yeah, the American version, in my opinion, I think it's a better game. If you're gonna play Dr. Chaos, I would recommend playing the American one. The sound even in this one, surprisingly, isn't... It's not as good, in my opinion. It's not as, like... Lots of really, like, thin tones, which is not appealing to me. I mean, a lot of earlier Famicom games in particular used a lot of, like, really just harsh, sharp, high-pitched tones, because the sound hardware is limited. But, this is very reminiscent of that. So, there you go. Got a grenade. Go. Alright, so normally we would come back up here. Look at how fast these rats are now. It's kind of crazy. I do wonder if there's like a emulation issue of the disk system that causes some games like this to perform a little too quickly on the flash cart. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So I would like to try some of these on an actual disk system eventually. That would be really awesome. Oh, jeez, man. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm not a fan of the super slow movement speed either. It's really weird. Oh, the enemy... That flying skeleton, it doesn't get stunned at all when you hit it. I didn't realize that until now. That's a big difference. Like... Yeah, there's some definitely better attention to detail in the American one. Stun locking is really important in these old games. It's a skill. And he shoots! He shoots! I don't think he shoots in the American one. Alright, so we just got a game over. If I go to save, I guess it will save my my progress. Hey, Cafe Man. Dr. Chaos new to you. So, that is it, guys. I think that's going to be the end of the stream. But I definitely wanted to show off at least a little bit of the Japanese version, because it is very different in a lot of ways. And in some ways, it's different in ways that, like, I didn't catch the first time I tried it a few weeks back. So... But, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully you guys had fun. Oh, Milo left us. He's a sneaky little cat. He was just like chilling behind me the whole time apparently, but now he's gone. I actually need to update my Patreon slides, so let me go ahead and do that real quick before I switch over to it. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna be upping the amount of quick plays I do this month. I plan on doing a lot of Castlevania videos. Originally I was not going to. I was gonna do the usual like once every Friday, but I think I'm gonna do even more this month. Because they're not that hard to knock out, but also... they're not that hard to knock out, but people love the Castlevania, so might as well do Castlevania. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. I may not have as many live streams this month. Not that my live stream output has been like crazy busy anyway recently. I've been going out and playing pinball a lot more often, which has been taking up time, and I've also been going to arcades and stuff like that. So I've been out socializing with people, which has meant that, you know, either I'm too tired to do a stream when I come home, or I just can't do it, period. So, but I do plan on Resident Evil 3 Remake with my brother. He will be here 2 weeks from now. It'll be a Sunday night. So, watch out for that. I would like to try to do Castlevania Judgment. That's a Wii Castlevania fighting game. I have never actually showed that off on my channel. So I'm going to have to fire it up on my own time, try to learn it again. It's been a long time since I've really messed around with it. But that'll be cool. That'll be one other Castlevania game to knock out. And then I'll still feel obligated to do my annual Symphony of the Night run. We always do that. It's been like a 5 or 6 year tradition now, is to do Symphony of the Night every year. So we've gotta knock that out too. So Joe, no, you won't see me Tuesday. I'm not playing that league. I just happened to be there last week, so it was good seeing you there and good seeing you at the tournament. But yeah, I'm gonna try to not go to Mustang Sally until later in the week. So but yeah, best of luck in league, Joe. And hey, Crestline! Yeah, he just came back and we're ending. Yep, Leo, and I'll see you over there. I'll probably be going live in a couple of minutes. I want to get my Beatmania fix in. And then I want to just play some Genesis stuff on the Mega SG afterwards. So. But, hey guys, that's going to do it for me. Thanks again for hanging out. Like I said, I'll have the archive up in a little bit. Should probably be a couple hours, and you can just go back and watch the whole archive. And I see Guns! Guns also popped in last second. Extremely late. Take care, Guns. Thanks for popping in for at least a minute. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Have yourselves a great day or night, I guess wherever you are in the world. And until the next one, take it easy.